Mysterious and frightening creatures have been appearing more frequently on the beaches of the west coast of the United States. These gelatinous, cylindrical creatures, shaped like pickles, show up in large numbers and can reach up to 18 meters in length. From a distance, they seem peaceful and harmless. However, scientists are concerned and suggest a potential threat to the ecosystem. What are they? Where did they come from? Why is this happening now? Earth Echoes dives into the unknown to unravel this intriguing natural mystery. Before we begin, don't forget to like the content at the start of the video. Five years ago, researchers on the coasts of Oregon and Washington started noticing the unusual appearance of pickle-shaped sea creatures. Over time, this curious phenomenon became a regular occurrence. These strange organisms began clogging the nets of fishermen and scientists. Ecologist Jennifer Fisher from the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration recalls the first encounter with these creatures in May 2022. At the time, she was aboard the research vessel Belle M. Shimada and was intrigued to discover several examples of the species. Strangely, these creatures are now being found more frequently, forming true colonies in the northeastern Pacific Ocean. These are pyrosomes, organisms that live in groups consisting of hundreds or even thousands of individuals. The term pyrosome comes from the Greek, meaning fire body. This is because they possess bioluminescence, meaning they glow, lighting up the dark ocean waters. Although the discovery in the Pacific is recent, pyrosomes were already known in other parts of the world. Generally, they prefer warm, deep waters. Now, millions of pyrosomes are appearing from northern California to southern Alaska. They are multiplying along the coast, scaring beachgoers with their translucent jellyfish-like appearance. Fishermen also complain about the massive presence of pyrosomes, which are accidentally caught and damage their nets. For scientists, this phenomenon is a cause for concern and could indicate a significant ecological imbalance for marine life. Pyrosomes are tubular and gelatinous creatures, resembling sea cucumbers. Despite their plant-like appearance, these animals have a heart and a brain, connected by tissue. To survive, they need to work as a team and rely on the colony for movement, feeding, and even breathing. These colonies are made up of hundreds of thousands of tiny organisms that reproduce asexually by cloning themselves. These creatures can reach impressive lengths of up to 18 meters, although most don't exceed 60 centimeters. In terms of anatomy, experts have discovered that they share a similarity with humans. This is because they are also part of the phylum Chordata, meaning that at some point in their development, they possessed a notochord. In humans, the notochord develops into the vertebral column. In these creatures, it disappears entirely. The first colony of pyrosomes officially recorded by scientists in California was in 2012. Since then, they have multiplied and spread northward, with a worrying population surge in 2024. Although their transparent bodies resemble jellyfish, they do not pose a direct threat to humans. They don't sting or have toxins that cause pain. However, for the economy, these colonies have been a real headache. Fishermen struggle to work in seas filled with gelatinous creatures that stick to and destroy trawl nets. Scientists are uncertain whether these animals will stay long enough in the waters to cause significant changes to the food chain. That's why it's important to monitor these creatures closely and understand the changes this new animal might bring to the environment. Rick Brodeur, a NOAA biologist, believes that the abundance of pyrosomes is directly linked to the climatic conditions of recent years. Global temperature increases, and the consequent warming of the waters have disrupted the structure and habitat of various marine species. A recent study published in the journal Trends in Ecology and Evolution reveals that climate change is affecting the distribution of endemic animals. As tropical waters warm, marine species move towards the poles. Conversely, species from temperate regions are retreating and cannot withstand the increasing ocean temperatures. This new phenomenon, called tropicalization, indicates a dangerous revolution for the biodiversity of these ecosystems. Animals that never coexisted are now sharing the same space, significantly altering the local food chain. Researchers in California warn that the multiplication of pyrosomes could have a major impact on the west coast of the United States. A study revealed that when these colonies are abundant, they consume all the available phytoplankton in the region. This severely affects the diet of numerous animals that mainly survive on unicellular algae and cyanobacteria. On the other hand, pyrosomes do not seem to fit into the food chain of any known species. Without predators, they spread freely and uncontrollably, posing a threat to marine life. Some scientists hypothesize that pyrosomes are being avoided as food by various species because they are unfamiliar with the animal and not used to this new menu item. The expectation is that, over time, these creatures might be included in the diet of new animals, balancing the population and the surrounding environment. Ecologist Jennifer Fisher also highlights this new mix of warm and cold communities in the oceans. She suggests that the massive presence of pyrosomes might be a prolonged effect of a heat wave, or perhaps the new normal. A study by the University of Oregon and NOAA investigates how the ocean food chain is responding to these new extreme heat waves. Dylan Gomes, the lead author of the research published in the journal Nature, points out that pyrosomes have been the big winners in the heat wave lottery. On the other hand, creatures like krill, a major food source for many species, are losing out and becoming increasingly scarce. These significant changes in the food chain also pose a risk to species like hake and Chinook salmon, which are already threatened. As the climate continues to undergo intense changes, scientists are noticing more patches in the waters of the Northeast Pacific. Even though heat waves primarily affect the ocean's surface, deeper, cooler waters are also impacted. This is because when food sinks to the bottom, all animals are affected by what happens at the top. To better understand the impacts of these changes on the food chain, researchers are working on an end-to-end ecosystem model. Scientists emphasize the importance of planning for the future and making flexible changes regarding ocean management. How we fish, what we fish, and where we can fish, all of this must be planned sustainably and intelligently. The planet is undergoing significant changes, and humans need to adapt to current conditions. Therefore, new strategies are essential to avoid greater stress on populations already weakened by adverse conditions. Meanwhile, pyrosomes continue to thrive and multiply. Scientists observe and monitor the colonies of this new ecosystem member. The impact of this new normal will only be revealed by the future. Earth Echoes returns to the surface, bringing the latest discoveries from our ever-changing planet. If you enjoyed this content, leave a comment. Don't forget to like and share the information. See you next.